Hello?
My dad's attacking my family.
Your dad is attacking your family?
No, my dad.
These were the desperate words of 12-year-old Daniel James Beaver as he pleaded with the 911 operator to send help. He told them his two older brothers were attacking the family inside their home. In the background, chaos unfolded. Then less than a minute into the call, Daniel's voice turned to screams, frantic, terrified, before the line suddenly went silent. When police arrived at the house in Broken Arrow, Oklahoma, they were met with a scene of unimaginable violence. Blood stained the porch. Inside, officers heard a faint cry for help. The voice belonged to 13-year-old Crystal Beaver. She was still alive. Barely. 2-year-old Autumn had also survived. Everyone else in the home was dead.
One of these surviving bevered children, a 13-year-old girl, saying her brothers were fascinated by mass killings for at least a year.
Near the back door, officers discovered the perpetrators, brothers Robert and Michael Beaver. Both were covered in blood. Witnesses would later say they appeared disturbingly calm, even pleased. Robert reportedly laughed and declared that killing multiple people made him feel like a god. Although Robert's full interrogation was never made public, Michael's interview was released, offering disturbing insight into how the brothers' plan had taken shape.
I was hoping maybe you could kind of just go back at the beginning when all this started and kind of tell me what happened.
A couple months ago, we started talking about rampage and stuff like that.
Okay.
I didn't take it seriously at first, but then he started buying like body armor and stuff.
Where did he buy body armor from?
eBay and Amazon.
Inside Robert's bedroom, investigators found a disturbing collection: machetes, hunting knives, daggers, and pieces of body armor. The weapons had been accumulated over months. When Crystal had previously warned their mother about the stockpile, it was dismissed as harmless, boys being boys, but this was far from harmless.
Guns. Where did he start buying guns from?
He bought them online. I think the website's like Bud's Gun Shop, and he bought 2 Glocks, 2 Glock 41, and a shotgun. I forget, it's like a Moss boot, I think. Then he bought 250 shotgun rounds on eBay. And then I think he bought close to 1,000 rounds for the Glocks.
Wow, okay.
Where was he supposed to pick those?
The ammunition was being shipped to the house.
The knives were only part of the plan. The brothers had also ordered firearms and more than 1,000 rounds of ammunition. They made sure the shipment would arrive while their parents were away. But the question remained, why would they need so much firepower? It doesn't take that many bullets to kill 5 people. The answer was chilling. According to Michael, the brothers had ambitions far beyond their own household.
Tell me more about making plans and what you guys talked about.
Making plans, we all plotted every night.
Why did he want to do it?
Because he just, says he hates everyone. He thinks society is pointless. And so he wanted to, beat, amount of other famous people like Columbine and James Deacon Holmes.
So did you guys have a goal? Did you have a number?
He just wanted, I think he wanted to kill 50.
Okay.
They spent countless nights staying up late, talking in secret. At some point, they discovered they shared the same fascination with murder. Once that realization was made, there was no turning back. The brothers had grown up isolated. Their parents, April and David Beaver, homeschooled the children and limited their contact with the outside world. The household was reportedly strict and at times abusive. The boys were cut off from peers and left largely to their own thoughts. Over time, their worldview darkened. They began to see society as something they wanted to attack. Their plan was methodical.
Today, you said?
Yeah, which was yesterday night. That was the date.
How did you pick the date?
They involved with the packages and stuff would be out. Because, all the ammunition, he didn't want them to see that. So we wanted to tell everyone at the house first.
Okay.
And then wait for all the packages to show up over the weekend. And then we'd take the Yukon and we'd have our state with the guns.
Michael later admitted they intended to dismember their family members, hide the remains in storage bins, and wait for the firearms to arrive, so they could continue their rampage elsewhere. He even confessed they had planned to kill 2-year-old Autumn last, allegedly intending to decapitate her with an axe. But their grand plan began unraveling the night of July 22, 2015. Around 11:30 p.m., Crystal entered her brother's room and saw them gearing up with knives and body armor. Michael distracted her by calling her over to his computer. As she approached, Robert slit her throat from behind
So she fell down and started screaming.
Yeah, one of them kept stabbing her. I kind of freaked out because, and then my mom came in and she started yelling, call the police, get dad. And then he came over and started attacking her.
So he stabbed your mom with the same knife?
Yep, same knife.
And where did he stab her?
I think in the neck too.
Despite the severity of her injury, Crystal managed to stumble out of the room and onto the porch before Michael dragged her back inside.
She's still alive?
Yeah, she was still screaming. And then that's about the time Dad came down. They got a little bit of a fight, but then eventually Robert got him down.
Did he cut his throat too?
By then, their parents had already been attacked and killed. Only the younger siblings remained. Daniel locked himself in a bedroom and called 911, bringing us back to the chilling audio from the beginning.
I was sitting on the phone with the police. I grabbed the phone, which is my phone, got my phone. And then I ran into the kitchen and I smashed the underground.
Which was your phone?
Yeah, it was my phone.
Now you don't have a cell phone anymore.
Moments later, he was stabbed 21 times in the back, shoulder, and chest. The two youngest victims, Christopher and Victoria, were hiding in locked rooms. Michael reportedly convinced them that Robert was attacking him and needed help. When they opened the doors, the brothers killed them as well. Throughout his interrogation, Michael initially tried to shift the blame onto Robert. He claimed he was mostly standing by, participating only because he feared what Robert might do and wanted to stay on his good side.
I didn't kill anyone. I couldn't do it, so I was going to let him kill everyone.
Yeah, but you stabbed somebody in the neck. I mean,
I just kind of.
How do you feel about what you've done now?
I didn't like it.
I mean, how do you feel about your mother? You watched her get stabbed, you cut her throat yourself, and you watched her bleed all over the place and scream. How does that make you feel?
Think about it.
But Robert's own statements contradicted that narrative. He openly implicated his brother.
Guys that are interviewing Robert kind of gave me a quick version of what he's saying that you did.
Yeah.
And you haven't told me everything, okay? So I know you're not being completely honest. I'm just one of hundreds of people that are gonna look at this thing. We got the state police coming in, and every single stab wound that you inflicted, we're gonna know about. Everybody's been stabbed, and you both had knives, and we know you both stabbed everybody. So you guys are kind of at the same level. Who's gonna be honest and make this right? And who's a liar? Okay, which one do you wanna be?
I'm not.
When confronted with those inconsistencies, Michael eventually confessed to playing an equal role. He admitted to slitting the throats of both Crystal and his mother, and to stabbing Christopher to death. As investigators dug deeper, it became clear the murders were not fueled by personal grievances against individual family members.
You only stabbed your family because they were in the way towards the bigger plan?
They were in the way and, higher count.
This higher count, I'm confused. Is this a game?
It's kind of become famous.
The motive, according to their own words, was infamy. They wanted recognition. They wanted to be remembered. Searches of the home uncovered surveillance cameras and digital storage devices containing detailed plans. The brothers had intended to film 2 videos, one taunting law enforcement and another to release online. Much of Michael's written statements were never made public. However, those who witnessed them described the content as so disturbing that even seasoned investigators struggled to read through it. At trial, both brothers faced overwhelming evidence. Michael attempted to plead not guilty by reason of insanity, but the defense failed. Ultimately, both Robert and Michael Beaver were sentenced to 5 consecutive life terms without the possibility of parole. Crystal and Autumn, the 2 surviving children, were later adopted together. Today, the once large and reclusive Beaver family exists only as a tragic memory, a dark chapter in the history of Broken Arrow, a town forever marked by what happened inside that house. If you found this case analysis detailed and informative, don't forget to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and leave your thoughts in the comments below.